This week we're going to be talking about a bunch of new kits we have on the website, and we're also going to show you a new hand embroidery technique that we do in one of the kits. So we're going to start with some pictures of the kits. Just going to hear my voice talking over top of the pictures because one, I forgot one of the quilts at home, and two, you can actually see the quilts better that way anyways, so it sort of worked out. And then we'll pop over to me demoing how to do some black work on wool felt because it's super fun. All right, let's do it. Okay, I just want to show you one new thing we have on the website. So I added the collections coming soon, and there you can see some new fabrics we're going to have coming in, and sign up for emails so you can actually get an email when they come out. We aren't doing pre-orders right now, but you can sort of see what's coming so you can be ready to order it when it goes live. Our first kit is this Tula Cameos quilt, which is using a bunch of Tula Pink fabrics, mostly from Curiouser and Curiouser. And then we're using Tara Lee Quilter Lee's Cameos pattern, and it's going to be awesome. Next up, we've got this Garden Glow kit, which is a pattern by Toad & Sew, and then I chose the solids for it. Pretty happy with how these colors came out. They're a bit different maybe, but I am very happy, so check out this kit too. The next new kit / book is Moonlit Manor. I know there's a few people excited about this one, and me too. So this is my design. It's a wool felt embroidery project called Moonlit Manor. We are doing PDFs or print on demands for this one, so the fulfillment time is a little bit longer than normally if you order from us. We don't actually fulfill, it gets printed from the fulfillment place and they ship direct to you. So, and it's going to be a magazine style, so if you think about like what a magazine looks like, that's going to be sort of the quality of your hard copies. Then of course we're doing PDFs. And then we're also doing kits. So your kit's going to include all the wools and cottons for the front and the back, as well as the water-soluble Aida, the templates for the Yorkshire buttons, and a full-size stitch diagram as well, so that you have that. So it's going to be pretty excellent if I don't say so myself. The PDFs and hard copies are available now, and the kits will be shipping mid to late September, so you can get started for Halloween. So hopefully you're as excited as I am. So then the technique I'm going to show you is on this Moonlit Manor quilt, how to do these blackwork type stitches on wool felt. So let's get going. So to do the blackwork on the wool felt, I'm going to start with this DMC water soluble canvas. It's basically Aida cloth, like what you do cross stitch on, only it's dissolvable. So you soak it in water and it just goes away. And then what I've done on this balcony berg block, this is a door here, is I've laid out the Aida, the water soluble canvas over top of this dark blue area that I'm wanting to stitch on, and then I have put just like a running stitch around the outside to hold everything in place. One thing to watch is that you get the holes in this lined up straight with straight lines on your project. The first time I stitched this down, I had it crooked, and then all my designs would have been not going straight across, so just make sure you keep everything nice and square. So I've already chosen which blackwork design I'm going to stitch on this, and for this particular project I'm considering every 2 holes on this cloth to be like 1 hole. So I'm pretending there's half as many holes there are, basically just so I get a little larger scale on my stitching, which suits this project better. And then to do blackwork, we're just doing back stitches over top of this water soluble Aida. So I'm just going to keep following my pattern. The only really thing that can be sort of confusing sometimes when you're doing this type of project is that you can, when you're, as opposed to traditional blackwork, which is worked like in squares, so it's super easy to keep your pattern going. We're doing it on this, you know, I've got this blue section here that my blackwork needs to work around, right? I wanted to look at those going underneath of these blue sections, which means my design cuts off around that circle. So I just need to pay a little bit of more attention as I'm stitching to make sure that I am keeping my pattern going even around those little sections. So I'm just working my back stitch here to create my pattern. There's not It's not like a super hard technique. The hardest part is just getting that water-soluble canvas lined up straight before you start so that you get everything stitched the way you want it to be. The nice thing about Blackwork designs is that they're all very repetitive. So they're just a pattern that works over and over again. So when I first started working on this particular pattern, I had to look at the picture of the pattern quite a lot to get it sorted out. But now that I've been working on it a while, I know more or less what the pattern is and can also look at the stitching that's already on the project to see what's going on, making everything much simpler. So the first few, you know, repeats get a bit confusing, but that's why I always start. I started over here in this nice open space. I always want to start in a nice open space so that I can figure out my pattern in that open space rather than having to try and work it out when I've got lots of things interrupting it. So I'll just stitch a little bit more here. I'll speed up the video a little bit, but you get the general idea. After all of this is stitched, we're just going to soak it in water to get rid of the water-soluble canvas. We'll just soak that in some water. It will dissolve away, and then you are ready to keep going. You just need to make sure you follow the instructions. You soak it. I don't think you just rinse it off. Anyways, follow the instructions. If you don't get quite enough water on it, you will end up, it gets a bit stiff. So if your project's coming out stiff, it means it hasn't all dissolved away and you just need to put more water on it. This is one of my favorite techniques lately. I think it just adds a really cool layer of texture to the project. And we just keep on going until all the area is filled up. All right, that's it for us. We will catch you next week.